Picture this. It is a random Tuesday, and for the first time, you have $100 that is not needed for rent, groceries, transport, or your phone bill. You open TikTok or YouTube and see the usual promises. Turn $100 into $10,000 in 30 days. Buy this coin before it explodes, or discover the next stock that will make people rich. For a moment, you wonder whether investing is supposed to feel like gambling. It is not. Your first $100 matters because it can teach you how to build a system without destroying your confidence. Invest it carelessly, and you may lose more than money. You may decide investing is not for you. Use it wisely, and that decision can begin a habit that lasts for decades. In this video, we will follow Maya, a complete beginner with $100 available, and walk through every decision she makes before buying anything. The smartest use of your first $100 may be investing it, but it may also be saving it or using it to eliminate expensive debt. The answer depends on what job that money needs to perform. Before Maya opens an investment account, she asks, "If something unexpected happened tomorrow, would I need this $100 immediately?" If yes, the money is not ready for the stock market. A broad stock fund can fall 10%, 20%, or more during a difficult market. That does not make it a bad long-term investment, but it makes it unsuitable for money needed next week. So Maya uses a three-step decision. First, safety. Second, expensive debt. Third, long-term investing. Maya already has $700 in a separate emergency account. It is not a complete emergency fund, but it can handle a small repair or urgent bill. She also has no high-interest credit card balance. That means her $100 may be available for a long-term goal. Someone with no emergency savings might make a different decision. Putting the first $100 into accessible savings can prevent a small problem from becoming debt. Someone carrying a card at 25% APR might use it differently. Paying down that balance avoids an extremely expensive borrowing cost. It is not literally an investment return, but the benefit can be more reliable than hoping the market rises. This is the first rule. Do not invest while another part of your financial life is forcing you backward. Now Maya defines the goal. She is not investing for next year's holiday or a car she plans to buy in 18 months. She is investing for retirement, decades away. That timeline gives her more time to recover from temporary declines. Next, she chooses the account. The correct account depends on country, taxes, employer benefits, withdrawal needs, and the goal. If Maya has access to an employer retirement match, she studies the plan. A match can be valuable, but she checks contribution rules, investment choices, fees, and vesting conditions. If no suitable workplace option exists, she compares an individual, tax-advantaged account with an ordinary brokerage account. The account is the container. The investment is what she owns inside it. Before depositing money, Maya verifies the provider. She checks that the brokerage is properly regulated, clearly explains fees, uses strong security, and does not promise guaranteed returns. She avoids platforms reached through random messages, influencer links, or people pressuring her to deposit immediately. A legitimate provider does not need to frighten her into acting before she understands the account. Now she chooses the investment. This is where beginners often overcomplicate everything. Maya does not need 15 funds, 6 stocks, and 3 cryptocurrencies. She needs one investment she understands. She compares 3 common options. A total market index fund may hold shares in thousands of companies. An S&P 500 index fund focuses mainly on large American companies. A target date fund usually combines stock and bond funds and becomes more conservative as its target year approaches. These are not identical products. Maya checks what each fund owns, how diversified it is, what it charges, whether there is a minimum, and whether the risk matches her timeline. She reads the fund's official information instead of choosing whichever chart rose fastest last year. Recent performance cannot predict what happens next. Maya chooses a low-cost, diversified fund that fits her goal. Because one full share costs more than $100, she checks whether the brokerage offers fractional shares for that fund. Fractional investing lets her invest a dollar amount instead of buying one complete share, although availability and rules differ. She deposits $100, selects the fund, reviews the order, checks for trading fees, and confirms the purchase. That is it. No fireworks, no instant profit. She owns a small piece of a diversified portfolio. Then she enables automatic reinvestment of eligible distributions where appropriate, allowing future payments to purchase additional shares instead of remaining as cash. But the most important step happens next. Maya automates another contribution. The first $100 alone would grow to about $761 after 30 years at a hypothetical 7% annual return, assuming annual compounding. Useful, but not life-changing. If she invests $100 every month for 30 years at a hypothetical 7% return compounded monthly, the projected balance is about $122,000. She would contribute $36,000. The rest would come from hypothetical growth. That outcome is not guaranteed. Returns will vary, and fees, taxes, inflation, and performance will affect what she keeps. The lesson is not that 7% arrives every year. The recurring contribution matters far more than the first purchase. Maya starts with $25 each week. A smaller sustainable amount is better than an impressive contribution she abandons after 2 months. Then the first decline arrives. 3 weeks after investing, her $100 is worth $92. Suddenly, every calm explanation about long-term investing feels different. A paper loss feels personal when it is your money. Maya wants to sell, wait until the market feels safe, and return later. Instead, she checks 3 things. Has her goal changed? Does she need the money soon? Has anything changed about the diversified fund she selected? If all 3 answers are no, one difficult week has not destroyed the 30-year plan. She keeps emergency money separate, stops checking the account every hour, and allows the next automatic contribution to continue. This does not remove risk or guarantee recovery. It prevents fear from turning a temporary decline into a permanent decision. Now consider fees. A fund charging 1% annually may not sound much more expensive than one charging 0.05%, but the difference repeats every year and reduces what remains to compound. Maya does not choose a fund only because it is cheap. She first confirms that it fits her goal and provides the exposure she wants. Then, among suitable choices, she compares costs. Every dollar removed by fees loses the chance to grow. Maya also avoids the biggest beginner traps. She does not invest borrowed money. She does not put the full $100 into one company because a creator sounds confident. She does not chase a fund after an unusually strong year. She does not assume index fund automatically means broad or low risk. And she does not change the plan every time a headline predicts a crash. Her first $100 has one purpose: build a repeatable process. The complete process is simple. Cover essential bills. Build a small emergency buffer. Address expensive debt. Define the goal and timeline. Choose the account. Verify the provider. Select one diversified investment you understand. Check the fees. Invest the $100. Reinvest eligible distributions where suitable. Automate the next contribution. Then prepare for the account to fall sometimes. Your first investment may temporarily become $95, $90, or less. That is not a reason to avoid investing forever. It is a reason to invest only money that can remain committed to a long-term goal. You do not need to begin with $100. You might start with $20, $50, or even $10. The important number is the one you can continue. Most people wait because they think confidence must come before action. Usually, confidence comes after you build a system, follow it, and survive the first uncomfortable moment without abandoning it. So here is your challenge. Within the next 24 hours, take one responsible step. Build the first $100 of your emergency buffer. Use it against expensive debt. Or, if your foundation is ready, open a verified account, research one diversified fund, and make your first long-term investment. Then automate the next contribution, even if it is only $10. Your first $100 will not make you rich, but it can prove that you do not need hype, perfect timing, or a lucky prediction to begin. One day, the account may be much larger. The more important change will be the person who built it, calm, consistent, informed, and no longer waiting for permission to start. Comment, "I am starting with my first $100, and subscribe, because in the next video we will compare total market S&P 500 and target date funds so you can understand which may fit your goal."